at least two more St. Cheese interviews from Oskino. Why? Because this Oskino. And Oskino is charging St. Bro, he's charging St. Cheese probably a tenth of what Charleston White is charging. So now guess what? So, bruh, Sean can do actually interviews a month with Oskino. So now Oskino got like the person
Yo,
in charge at St. Cheese.
what's going
Now
on, G
Oskino
man?
is the number one draft pick. Right? He's the team leader now. He's the one that now St. Cheese has to rely on for the clips.
What's
So
going
now
on,
because
boy?
of what you said, Oskino's star has now grown. And then you leaving now is going to make Oskino's star grow even larger. Charleston White tricked himself out of his position. Charleston White should have handled this. You know how he should have handled this, bro? He should have handled this.
I ain't in the studio today.
Oskino dissing him doesn't bother him. By just pretending like, I'm not worried about that. Man, don't bother me, man. Right? Just pretending like it doesn't bother you completely. Would have fixed a lot of these issues, bro. But because
I ain't been in the studio today.
Like what was happening bothered him. Now Oskino was able to kind of, trick him out of his position, right? Oskino was now able to double down and triple down on what bothered him, forcing Charleston White from off the platform. Not only did he leave the platform, but now St. Cheese is sounding like he don't even like Charleston White anymore. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe? Do y'all think, all right, that Charleston White made a big mistake, man? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, then click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how Brittany Renner is trying to make a desperate comeback.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all got down, add me on Spotify too.
Exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna see you guys in this video. Out of here, folks. Peace.
I'm about to drop my Spotify in here.
Pro level nutrition with chef crafted flavors that make it easy to feed your performance. Factor. Eat like a pro.
At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. By honoring your sacred vocation of cybersecurity, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. GCU certificates, bachelor's, and master's online cybersecurity programs are designed to grow your dynamic capabilities in defending organizations from cyber attacks while enhancing your threat detection, risk assessment, and critical problem-solving abilities. Find your purpose at GCU. Visit gcu.edu.
You were talking to me on the way to my hometown. When you got to the airport, motherfucker, Shannon Sharp here. I said, Shannon Sharp at the hotel at the airport. I talked to a man, Tarky, talk to him. I can take my motherfucking jacket off too. This is place.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. One slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life.
Gotta look like a turn much.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Plug Shay Shay. I am your host, Shannon Sharp. I'm also a proprietor of Plug Shay Shay. Stopping by for conversation on the drink today is one of the most hilarious comedic minds of our time. He's one of the funniest comic actors to emerge in Hollywood. He went from stand-up comedic star to a bona fide international movie star, one of the most celebrated comedians of our time. He toured the country and performed to sold-out arenas. Award-winning and critically praised actor, multifaceted host, writer, executive producer, entrepreneur, real estate magnate, artist, entertainer, and extraordinaire. He's a powerhouse, an icon, a legend. The OG, here he is, Mike F. What's up, Shannon Sharp? Hey, look here. You know this light not to happen. Fuck you, Shannon. Boy, I really like to you, Mike. You had me on swole, I was gonna whip you. Okay, well, hey, you know what? Hey, you ain't got your boys here now. You get your ass tore up. What's up? We ain't nothing right here between us. You know what? I ain't gonna be no old person. But you know what? You know, I know you're a football player, but I ain't turning down no fades though. If we would have gotten in a fight, I wasn't gonna turn down the fade. You are not talking about you gonna shoot me. You in the bed talking about time. You ain't want these problems. I never said that I was gonna shoot you, bro. What you say? Shannon, I didn't say that I was gonna shoot you.
But the little homies gonna probably tear your ass up. I wasn't finna fight your big ass, man.
Let me ask you this.
I seen you at the where did I see you at?
Whole Foods in Atlanta.
And you was nice as hell to me.
That's what took me by surprise.
What?
I said, hold on. I'm saying to myself, hold on. I just saw this man at Whole Foods. We exchanged them.
You hadn't did the interview with Cat. The Cat thing, that's
He ain't say shit about you.
look,
I could have put you in there.
you did say my name.
I said Mike Epps was
You
great.
said my name. No, nigga, the way you said my name, you said it like you was trying to set me up to get him to talk about me. I watched the interview.
This is what I said. I said Mike Epps played that. I said, can't nobody else play Day but Mike.
You might have said that, but you did say some other shit that and where I was with that Ed Shannon, to be honest with you, bro, I respect your podcast, I respect you getting your money. What threw me off was I'm like, this ain't interviewing nobody but comedians.
Yes.
That's what threw me off.
Why?
Because I'm like, this is our business, and look what Cat the shit up.
So that
I can't even do this shit now. That nigga broke the record. Why am I doing this shit?
So let me ask you this. Because I did catch a lot of flack.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why we branched out. Because in the beginning we did mainly athletes.
Right.
But I said I got the athlete.
And see, I had to study that to know that. At first, I thought you started off doing comedian.
I started off with athletes. I said in order to, Popeyes did chicken.
Yeah.
But in order to get bigger, what they do? The chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
So in order for me to get a different audience, let me do celebs, let me do entertainers, let me do comedians.
Right.
Yes, I can get the athletes, but I need to get a different audience because that's the only way you can grow.
I get it.
I mean, if Target just sold one thing, they're not going to be Target. If Costco sold one item, they're not going to be Costco. So in order for me to grow, that's what I had to do. Now, I didn't know I was going to have to whip a comedian in order to get even more followers, but I thought
Appreciate
that's the
that.
route I was going to have to go.
Well, nigga, you wasn't gonna whoop me first of all. I wasn't gonna let. I know you play football and everything.
I played. I don't play no
You
more.
was a great ass tight end.
I appreciate
must
that.
say, you was a great tight. You wasn't as good as Mike Dicker, but you was a good tight end.
I did okay. So let me ask you this. Because a lot of comedians got upset at me.
Yeah.
Because I think what Cat did was peel a scab back that outside the comedic world, nobody knew about. Didn't nobody know that there was this hostility or this butting of heads between comedians because it was never talked about.
Right.
And so what Cat did is that Cat lifted the veil and like, oh, this one don't like that one don't like this one, and I don't like him, and he don't like that.
Yeah.
And so everybody got mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I mean, I don't know what y'all want me to do.
Yeah. I understand that. I mean, you know, the thing of it is that us as comedians, we all, every last person that Cat talked about, everybody that I talk about, we all worked hard to get here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I guess each one gets money the way they get money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Get it how you get it.
Yeah, and that's what everybody has to respect. But like I said, it just felt like it was like the interview was set up to gear towards attacking. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what you realize the first 45 minutes, I didn't ask the question.
Yeah, I understand that.
So,
yeah, that was it. But that's what I'm saying. See, that's just like me right now. I could tell a million stories about.
I just need like 3 or 4.
You need 3 or 4?
Well, yo, before we go to one, let's get in here. Let's get in here.
You want to talk about it? I'm ready to go now.
Check this out.
I'm ready to go.
This is my cognac.
You want to talk about right
This
now.
is straight by La Porte. It's a VSOP cognac. I know you like cognac. I know you. This is the best cognac you will ever put to your lips.
You didn't put no P. Diddy in there.
Man, no, there you go.
You have it over here in the morning.
Hey, bro, you've been in this thing 3 decades, bro.
That's pretty smooth. It ain't, yeah, I thought
Yeah, you thought it was gonna burn. I know. Yeah, see.
that's pretty smooth. Yeah, I've been in the business 30 years, man.
But you know what? When you and I had a conversation, we talked on the phone. And I just thought it was very important. I want to hear why you thought it was very important for you and I to have a conversation,
Yeah.
to settle our differences. be it agree or disagree, we can agree to disagree, but I felt that we need to have a conversation. And I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna tell you my things from my point of view. I wanted to hear from your point of view. And I didn't anticipate you showing up at Country Kitchen. Sid set that up because she knew I was coming. And next thing I know, I'm sitting down there, and Jordan, he's boss, Mike up. So now I'm like, okay, I ain't too much. I can talk for
Nigga, that was my hometown. You were talking shit to me on the way to my hometown. And then you got to the Country Kitchen. When you got to the airport, say Shannon Sharp here. I was like, oh shit, Shannon Sharp at the hotel there.
I talked to a man, Turkey, talk to him.
Your ass was coming there anyway.
Yeah, I was coaching the All-Star game.
Yeah, you was coming there anyway. But that was the thing, Shannon. One of the most important things that came out of that is we got a chance to show these little youngsters out here that guess what? It ain't always got to end in no violence.
It doesn't.
Or fighting each other or putting our hands on each other. Because at the end of the day, we still all black men.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We're still all examples in front of
Millions.
millions. That's just like whatever Cat said. It wasn't that bad.
Right.
It was like roasting. He just got up here and roasted everybody. Nigga, I can take one. Jack it off. All right, we over there watching these bitches here trying to just in case you get upset. But no, I think the thing was, right, is that everything that you said, that I wanted to show, look, we disagree. But just because we disagree, that doesn't mean we have to fight. We have to, like, get out here, because at the end of the day, ain't no other group doing that but us. Right? But ain't nobody doing that but us. I mean, ain't nobody fighting Joe Rogan. Ain't nobody fighting Bill Barnes. Ain't nobody fighting Andrew Schultz. And there might be people that say things that they disagree with. But we're the only ones that feel like I got to show you how much how big
at the end of that time.
Yeah, I will show you. Yeah, we ain't got to do that, bro. Let's go ahead and get this money.
At the end of that time,
you know, the neighborhoods and stuff
Yes.
you grew up in, man. You know, I'm pretty sure you had a bully. I had a bully. Everybody had a bully when we were kids. And we grew up in neighborhoods fighting, man. That's what black kids did. We grew up fighting each other. You know what I mean? And, hey, man, unfortunately, that's what it is. But, and like you said, as adults, we have to make sure that we
pass that stage now.
That's right.
So, but I'm glad that we got an opportunity. But do you feel it's an obligation? Because everybody refer to me as, they call you the OG. Do you feel like we have an obligation to our community to show that there's a better way outside of violence to handle the difference?
We do. We all are responsible for the youngsters out here because they watching us.
Yes.
You know? And if you are somebody that the kids are watching, whatever you do, they're gonna do it.
Yep.
And sometimes you can't even
At
see
the end of that time,
you're doing some shit you don't even know somebody's copying.
Nope.
So we are responsible for that. And that's the hardest part about coming from where we come from is that a lot of us don't want to take the responsibility. Because we so used to being
I'm who I am.
yeah, who I am.
Yeah.
No matter what, hey, now you gray and you old doing shit and you look stupid as
Right. Yeah. Because if you think about it, think about everything you see these NFL players do. When they start doing all this stuff like this, what our college kids do. What the high school kids do.
they start doing.
Steph Curry hit a three and do this right here. What they doing in college?
Yeah.
So if you are influential, whether you choose to be or not, and I think you should take responsibility because all of the positives that comes along with it,
Yeah.
you're so accepting of it. The money, the fame, the attention, the adulation that comes along with it.
Right.
So I think we do have an obligation, Mike, to like put our best foot forward
We're doing.
to make sure that the ones that are watching us say, you know what, man, Sharp and Mike had a disagreement. But I like the way they settled that, man. I like they got together and they said, you know what, man, I understand. I might not agree with what you said or how you said it, but I understand you being a comedian, you said it. Bro, let's that this thing up, let's move on.
Yeah. Because it's enough. It's called a motherfucker.
Yeah.
We got this motherfucker on jail, on hospital. Because it is enough situations out there to show that where it couldn't come to an agreement. And it's enough, like you said, it's enough doing that.
Yeah.
Well,
show up. With the bold styling of the Mazda CX-30.
I wake up.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of moderate to severe eczema with clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists helps heal your skin from within. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
We don't have to do it.
Right. So, when Cat came, like, people like, man, you fit Cat. I say, here's the first of all, when someone comes sit down, I'll always ask them, is there anything you don't feel like you don't want to talk about? Because if you're sitting in that chair, what you're sitting in, I believe you have enough of a career that I can talk to you over your career about something that's not your most salacious or something that you don't want to talk about. I believe you have enough of a career that we can talk about, exclude that, and still get the best Mike Hill.
That's right.
So when he came, I had no idea what he was going to talk about. But that's his story. Like, Mike, you tell me your story. And I'm like, Mike, that didn't happen. That is your story. You tell me your story. I wasn't there.
That's right.
So I can't. They're like, man, you should have said no. Stop what? I don't know his relationship.
Well, you know what I think? Because I met Cat Williams a long time ago. We did a thing called, it was a comedy competition in the Bay Area. It was called the Bay Area Comedy Competition. And Cat was cool as a, nice in a motherfucker. His name was Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
And Cat, when it was time to do next Friday, Ice Cube asked me, man, you know him? I said, hell yeah, that's Cat in the Hat from Oakland, because I thought he was from Oakland,
Right.
because he was always like a Bay Area dude to me. I said, hell yeah, that's Cat. He said, man, he funny. He put him on Friday After Next.
Right.
So
you knew him prior to Friday After Next?
hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
From like I said, the Bay Area Comedy. I thought
Okay.
he was from Oakland. And then he did the Bay Area Comedy Competition, and I knew him from there. But he was always a cool, calm, funny dude to me. I never seen all of the crazy shit that happened. But I can honestly say this right here. I really think that coming up in this business, when you're young, as a comic, you could probably relate to it in sports. I think you do get brushed by older guys the wrong way. I done been brushed by a couple of them, but I don't say nothing about it because I understand what this is. It's a sport, and it's camaraderie. And when you first come in the game, when you first come in the locker room, just talk the shit.
Really?
I mean, in anything.
Yeah.
I think when you're coming into prison, gonna try you go in the locker room of a sports joint, you know that.
Right.
Am I lying?
They're not trying, a lot of, especially if you play, it's because it's like, okay, I might take somebody under my wing, but am I really trying to take somebody under my wing that's really trying to take my job, take food off my
Hell
table?
no. Hell no.
So
you're gonna be away with him, and I think that's what happened to Cat.
right.
Crossed him a couple times. Steve Harvey, all of them motherfuckers crossed him some kind of way.
Right.
But it happens in the game, because I'm an older comic now, and I run into all kind of young. Sometimes I run into little young comics, and I be looking at them like, you need to get a job. Straight the up. Now you gonna have to prove to me later on.
Right.
And if I see you again and you hot, I'm gonna say, shit, this will end up turning into something.
Right.
But I know that can happen, and I'm pretty sure that happened to Cat.
Right.
Because it happened to me.
Right.
But some of the same that he was talking about.
Damn.
But I never took it the way that Cat took it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The only that I took that from when me and Kevin Hart had a little problem is Kevin was a dude that came right up under me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And he blew up, and he got famous, and he got rich, and they were no longer talking about Mike Epps. But before Kevin came along, they was talking. I had this shit locked down.
Right.
I did. I was out on the road, but I didn't know that other part of the business, which was business.
Business.
You know, I got in show business, and all I was good at was the show part of it. Cause I didn't grow up under business. And all I could speak for was really my work, which and later on in life, that shit ended up helping me because I did good work. And I didn't get the big accolades, but I did good work. But Kevin Hart knew how to do that show and that business. So he was able to get in there, and then I had to end up learning from him.
Damn.
That's how that shit worked.
Yeah.
The old learn from the new learn from the old. And I didn't understand that. So I took it to heart. You know, I took that shit to heart. I was looking at him like, shit, this is a little dude that came up under me that opened up for me. And sometimes I put money in his pocket. And he don't remember, but a couple times I've seen him and he kind of brushed me the wrong way. And see, people do that shit sometimes, especially if you get some success. Sometimes if you get some success and you hot and a person see you and you don't respond to them or act a certain way with them, especially if they are OG to you, they'll take that shit to heart and all smoke, think he better than me. You know, that's how that shit ended up happening. And I told him that when I seen him, I said, you know what? You actually end up putting fire under me. That's what it ended up actually doing. It put fire under me because at the time, man, I was settled in whatever I was settled in. And I needed some young to come along that was hot and the people was loving them and looking at me like, what you gonna do? You know? That shit hurt, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you know what? I know what I gotta do. I gotta stick it to them. So I just went back to my regular roots, to who I really was and how I started comedy. You know, and that shit helped me, propelled me to keep going and stop looking at the new, stop looking at the old, and just focus on what you got. There's only one Mike Epps. Ain't gonna be no other Mike Epps. Only one Mike Epps. Go do Mike Epps, and you're gonna get whatever you get from that. And once I focused in on that, I was able to breathe and I'd be free and not look at the young coming up or the old.
So in other words, a lot of what Cat was talking about, that some people rub him the wrong way.
Yeah.
Some rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
You just didn't take it the way Cat did.
Right.
And voiced it. Because you could, but you're like, you know what? Let me leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
I'm eating. I'm okay.
Yeah, and that's a testimony to believing in yourself and believing in your art. When you believe in your art and your testimony, I have a lot to believe in that'll help that keep me from getting into bullshit.
Right.
I'm a good actor.
Right.
So I can rest on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm good at what I do. So do I really need to do some other bullshit to get people to look at me? Hell no.
Right.
But there's days I wake up, I'm like, oh shit, I need to get a podcast.
Right.
Because it looks like the business is leaving me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Shannon Sharp just got a big ass deal. I got to do this. Let me go get me some glasses and tight ass. I'm serious. I started looking at little tight shirts and shit. I said, I'm finna do it. I'm not lying. That shit did cross my mind. Because when you see getting money and success, you start thinking, the way your mind flick is like, I can do that. It's right. And I'm going to get left back.
Right.
But only you can do that. This is your thing.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine, making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend, elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops, and Prize Picks lets you take control. Football playoffs are here. Buffalo Bills football in playoffs. Josh Allen, James Cook, Dalton Kincaid, Bills Mafia is ready. Rushing TDs, passing TDs, rushing yards, receiving yards. We're hitting more all damn day. Find your community on Prize Picks. With new social feeds feature, you can share Prize Picks with friends, copy lineups from winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like, use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow Prize Picks partners like yours truly and tail or fade our picks with just one click. New feature alert, Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings early, before the game even finishes. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just download the Prize Pick app today. Use code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Now listen, if you love comedy, if you love the culture, and you love to laugh until it hurts, you need to pay attention to this. The biggest, funniest comedy tour of 2026 is pulling up to a city near you with We The Ones Comedy Tour. 35 cities, 35 stops, and headlining the whole thing, one of the greatest comedians to ever do it, Mr. Mike Epps himself. Mike Epps is bringing a brand new stand-up comedy set of non-stop laughter. And guess what? He's not coming alone. We The Ones Comedy Tour, featuring comedians like DC Youngfly, Mojo Brooks, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, and more, all hosted by Tony T. Roberts. This isn't just a comedy show. This is for the culture. This is one you don't want to miss. So do yourself a favor, grab your tickets right now at bmnshows.com. Mike Epps, We The Ones Comedy Tour. Get your tickets now at bmnshows.com.
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. No matter your industry, Grainger's here for you with professional grade supplies. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
.com. Here's a question. If you walked into a stash house and you found it full of $20 million, how much would you steal? That's the question Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have to answer in the Netflix new movie, The Rip. They play a team of Miami cops alongside Tiana Taylor, Stephen Yeun, Catalina Sanguino Moreno, Sasha Tajay, and Kyle Chandler, all trying to decide are they the good guys or the bad guys. This movie is an edge-of-the-seat thrill ride the entire time, keeping you guessing till the very end. Don't miss The Rip, only on Netflix on January the 16th. I'm going to ask you, because you were on the Friday after that with Ricky Smiley. Right. I had Ricky Smiley on the show, and it was great. Ricky was unbelievable. He's one of my favorite guys. Right. He divulged some information that I didn't know. Right. He said that he was originally cast to play Buddy Mike. Cat asked me, said, why? I said, Cat, how am I supposed to know? I wasn't on the set. I got to take, if you want to say, you know what, you want to talk, if you want to say Shaw.
Oh, hell yeah, all the rapper trap house, okay. What's good? What's up, boy? I ain't see y'all coming down.
I gotta believe that, because you were there. How would I know that's not true? So I said, Cat, how would I know that's not true? So, Cat, so when we released the episode, and we had that clip where he said that Ricky said that he was getting his Monday night, Cat responded abundant. I didn't think he said anything bad. I didn't know that wasn't true.
I don't think that is true. I think that knowing Ice Cube and watching how he works, because I done worked with him many a time, and he is involved in the cast. Yes, I think Ice Cube might have, vaguely.
Oh, hey, it's Jonathan again.
So, because that's how Ice Cube is, he might tell a nigga, go read these two parts. I want you to read for this one and read for that one. I don't know if that's what happened.
Right.
But it's something along the lines of that.
Right.
Where Ricky could have thought that. But Money Mike was.
It's for Cat. But like I'm saying, so if you look at it,
Yeah.
I don't think
Ricky liked the part he played.
because he had the bandana on, you really couldn't see it.
Yeah. And he said that we found him. And that nigga kept saying, man, y'all hit me wrong. Drink.
Mrs. Chester, whatever she do, they might take it down. Can I put out of like piece of
And when he slammed it on it, Ricky got up and said, okay, that's it. No more of the street slam. Man, I swear, I wasn't the one hit. Yeah, I was hit the one. But I really wasn't trying to hit him with the. I mean, sometimes when you walk in action, I think I keep probably told me go ahead and hit the nigga. Nah, he didn't tell him that. Oh, that nigga Ricky go back.
Like the dance club, the cha-cha. So he finished, so she got the mama. True fact, everything I do, call it fama. All they do is copy me.
I didn't know.
They don't like the dance club, the cha-cha. So he finished, so she like to call me.
He revealed that he was supposed to be Money Mike. I said, people gonna really love this because he
All
she like it sick.
No, but can
You don't like the dance? Come on, do the chop.
No.
You don't like the dance? Come on, do the chop.
It's hard to see because
Niggas be thinking they bigger than me, but who bigger than me when I'm bigger than me? Nigga, I'm
or somebody was supposed to originally sing this song. Yeah. And after you hear that person sing the song, like, I know you can sing, but I don't think you would get it like this person did. Yeah. So no, I can't see him. I think Ricky played the role of the Santa Claus and he played it amazing. Yeah. That Crypto Santa Claus, you put those guys down and you I don't know if that's his call. No, but I'm just saying, no. But look at the title. Look at all the titles. Me, Jason Witten, Gates, Gonzo, all the guys.
too soon.
No, you took that shit to the next level though. You made it where you was the first
Too soon.
tight end that was.
I got my girls with me.
Yeah. But I think the thing is,
So,
you know what it is, Mike? Set
Got
it
my
up.
girls with
When
me.
people come sit across from me,
Yeah.
within the first 5 to 10 minutes, they look at me and they say, this man ain't judging. Whatever I've done or haven't done,
Yeah.
I don't look at somebody with judgmental eyes. And so they're willing to open up to me because I don't have any judgment.
That's good.
And I think that's the thing that people love about me. I don't, you got them drunk or I didn't leave nobody, I don't make nobody say anything. So, the question.
They just want to you like a detective. You make tell on themselves. Like on First 48, sit there and just tell the nigga all that shit. That's because most of these want to need a daddy. You look like a daddy to some of these.
Yeah.
But the man,
You don't look like no daddy to me. You look like a big old.
you older than me, Mike.
I ain't older than you. How old are you? Sam? I'm older than you. I'm 55. Do I look older than you? Hell no. Stop cutting your face like a white man. Let the beard grow on your shit. See how old your old southern man.
I ain't never had no facial hair, man, because I ain't never had no beard,
That shit won't grow.
it was getting broke. Yeah. But I said, that shit won't grow. I ain't got no sponsor. That is fancy. I ain't got to do no peeling.
I'm sorry, I
You
can't
might
make
walk
my
around like a white man. All
Honey,
this
what
shit
time?
like that.
And so, but I think the thing is, when Cat came on, though, everybody that Cat was really talking about had already been on the show.
Yeah.
Ricky, Sid, Steve. And the thing is, with Sid, I asked Sid, I said, Rick, Cat said you stole one of his jokes. Sid said, well, Shannon, if you take the timeline, it don't add up. He was talking about, I think he said, spaceship or so forth and so on. So here come Cat again. I was like, Cat, I don't know, but I heard that joke. You know joke, you in the comedy club.
Yeah.
So you know people joke.
Yeah, but you know what? Just looking at what he was doing, the went and turned the check into it.
All she like is sex and
Went out on the road.
Sex and
Went out
drugs.
there,
Sex and
people
drugs.
came to see him off of what he said on his show.
Yeah.
All she
That
like
was his hustle.
So that's what it was.
Yeah, them niggas should have came back on here and roasted his ass right back. And said all kind of shit, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. I don't think they them type of dudes.
Right.
He should have came on here.
You mentioned that you knew, you had known Cat from the Bay Area, so when you saw him on Friday
so many
Afternoon,
hoes I don't know.
were you surprised at how well he played that role?
Got so many hoes I don't know
Nah,
how
man.
to choose.
You got
So
guys
bad,
like
that hoe wanna
guys like me and Cat, certain guys in the business. You know, we come from we can reach
All
back
she like is sex and
and grab
drugs.
certain
Sex.
things that. First of all, me and him from the Midwest. He's from Cincinnati. I'm from Indiana. And you know, we coming from a different perspective when it comes to acting and
All she
performing.
like is sex and drugs.
But I wasn't surprised because I mean, you know, Cat's been around some shit. He done seen some shit. So, you know, when it
All
comes
she like
down to
is
the
sex
acting
and
thing and the
drugs.
comedy thing,
Sex and
if you don't
drugs.
have that background and that history, it's gonna show up in your work. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna limit you on your jokes. It's gonna limit you on your creativity. So, no, that was a perfect role for Cat. And like I said, Cat is a great actor.
Right.
You know, like myself. But you know, personally, everybody has their own personal shit. And that's where it gets a little rough for all of us as comedians, man. We are some crazy, motherfucking comedians. I tell everybody, man, we like, it's dark. You know, and I had to, whew. And just as a comedian, man, people don't understand the sacrifice for making last in your personal life. It's like you give up a lot.
Because a lot of times that you're sad that you're making other people laugh, but you're really sad in your own personal life.
All the time. That's one of the hardest things about being a comedian. And they call it a tears of a clown. You know, because it's the real sacrifice of making someone laugh. You gotta be sad to make me laugh. You can't be happy and make me laugh.
Right.
And if I see something that you're happy, it's kind of made up, you know, because we come from dark places, man, to make people. I know I'm standing up here telling my whole personal life, and they dying.
Right.
And I got to go to a therapist and tell them it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And she got to make it make sense to me before I go make them up laugh about it.
So you got 2 therapy sessions. One what you're getting paid for, and the other you're paying for.
Come on. 2 therapy sessions. One I'm paying for. I'm laughing. This is real.
But you know what? But I had Miss Pat on, and Miss Pat said, although a lot of comedians do come from a dark, everybody doesn't have that same type of past.
They don't. Everybody don't have the same past. I got a dark past. You know what I'm saying? My past is dark. I come from dark shit. Family, personal life, all of that shit. So, you know, I consider myself a hero every day because of the shit that I
What you
escaped.
gonna come up?
Hell yeah. That I know that I ain't even supposed to be sitting here, period. Supposed to be dead, in jail, strung out on dope, fail at this shit, you know. But I guess God had a better plan for me, you know. And I think that's because He knew I'm gonna do the right thing with my shit now. That I'm at this age. I use my power to do the right shit, you know.
When did you? Was Friday the first time you've ever met Q?
Yeah.
So how did you get the call? Okay, hey, obviously the first Friday was Chris Tucker. So now Tuck's not coming back, so he's gonna have to move this franchise in a different direction.
Yeah.
So Smokey was his homeboy. Now he need another homeboy. Dated. That's gonna be obviously probably 300-400 people ready for that part.
Yeah.
You get the part. So what is Q when Q tells you to come in and you read for the part? Did he tell you anything? So how did you create this character, Dated?
Well, at the time that the first movie that I did when I got to LA was 3 Strikes. It was a movie called 3 Strikes with DJ Pooh. I met Pooh. He said, "Damn, boy, I wish I would have used you as the main role." Even though my man Brian Lewis did a great job. He said, "Damn, boy, I would have used you as a great." I said, "I know, man." So I did a small part in that movie. But my manager, who's still my manager, his name is Niles Kurtzman. When I first moved to LA, and this is the funny shit. When I moved to New York, Red Grant,
Yeah.
your partner,
Yeah.
Red Grant,
Together, stay.
yeah, Red Grant used to come to New York and sleep on my floor. When I moved to LA, I rode a bus from New York to LA.
Habits.
And that probably take you a week.
7 days, yeah. Took me 7
Cause
days.
they stopped everywhere.
You did it before?
It took me like 6.5 hours to get from Glenville to Columbia, South Carolina.
It's crazy, right?
I said, God.
Yeah, they stop everywhere.
Yeah.
So I took the bus out there, man, and Red Grant said, "Man, I got an apartment over here off of Venice, man. You can come stay on my floor." I said, "Come on, Red, I'm gonna stay on your floor." I'm sleeping on Red's floor, man, and I had a little partner, man, named Lil Marcus, Baby Looney. He was a straight gang member, but he was so nice to me and cool. I never seen that part of it. They said he was a straight hitter, right? He was telling people he was my manager, so he take me up there to the comedy club. We at the comedy club. My man Niles, who's my manager now, he was a manager at Jamie Foxx's management company.
Okay.
Which was Marcus King and his wife, and that's who I was signed with. Niles went to school with Matt Alvarez, who was the producer of Next Friday. He said, "Man, we gotta get Mike up here to do an audition." I went up there, auditioned, and when I came off the stage, man, my man Baby Looney said, "Mike, Ice Cube wanna holler at you. And when I turned around, man, I seen Ice Cube and John Singleton standing there. I'm gonna pee on myself. I said, damn. And he said, can you act? I said, hell yeah. And he started putting me on the auditions. I started auditioning for it. Every time I show up, I see a lot of comedians audition for it. Now, don't forget, everybody's trying to audition for this role that Chris Tucker didn't want to do no more.
Right.
Which was next Friday.
Correct.
I mean, was the first Friday. So this role was really hot in Hollywood. And I'm performing and auditioning a bunch of comedians that I know was auditioning for it. Every time I audition for Ice Cube, when I'm done, he looks at me and go like this. So I'm like, okay, I got this. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I got this smoke. Make a long story short, unfortunately, my little homie that was bringing me to the auditions, man, little baby room, he got killed. Got murdered up on Sunset, man. I'm talking about a beautiful young brother, man. Was in the streets, wasn't no joke. Good little guy, right? Gets killed. The day that I went to his funeral, I left his funeral and took my funeral clothes off and put my regular